Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the match reaction for our 1-0 win over Leeds United. Should have been starting like 20 minutes ago, but obviously there was a lot going on today. The game got delayed. It clashed with the Real Madrid-Barcelona game, clashed with the Liverpool-Man City game. And obviously the game was very, very nerve-wracking for us. I literally needed a break after that game. I was holding my breath for close to 40 minutes in that second half. That was not easy. Another hard game that we had to go through, just like Bodo Glimt the other day. Another game that I don't know how we ended up winning. We were very lucky to win that game again today. We should have probably lost or even drew the game. Leeds were unlucky not to get something from that game. So we are here to talk about all that. It should have been earlier, but the game got halted for like 37 minutes because of a technical issue in the stadium. Literally, the lights went off. Yes, in a Premier League stadium, the electricity went off and they didn't have power. So that's just crazy. So we had to wait a long time for the game to get started. And yeah, we are here though. And we are celebrating a win. Another 1-0 win, another clean sheet. Very lucky to keep the clean sheet, but I am not going to complain as always. We got the win. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down more. Let me know what you guys made of the game. We are currently watching Liverpool and Man City. They are currently drawing. So that result that we got today was very, very big. We needed that result a lot. It wasn't easy, but we had to get the job done. In the Premier League, some games will not all games will be easy. Sometimes you'll just need to pick up 1-0 wins. Remember back in the 90s with Arsenal, back in the early 2000s with Chelsea, they would win games 1-0 and take the points. That is all you need to do. As long as we picked up the win, it wasn't easy, but as long as we did pick up the win. I mean, that second half was absolutely brutal. Like, I couldn't sit down. It was just like the Liverpool game last week, just like the Bodo Glimt game the other day as well. Very, very tough. Leeds at home, they were very excited. They were very pumped up. I'm actually almost thinking that they took out the power on purpose, just so to slow us down. I really wanted us to get a very fast start, and the game was halted for 37 minutes. So that kind of slowed us down. And right away after they came back, they were more pumped up than us. So let me know what you guys made of the game. As always, I'll go through the team, the match reaction, and the player ratings at the end. We got the 3 points though, guys. Don't worry about that. So let's get to it. As always, hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. Let's get started with the lineup. So this is how Arsenal lined up today. Ramsdale in goal. We had Tomiyasu at left back. I did expect him to start. Some of you thought Tierney would come in. Gabriel and Saliba as the centre backs. We will definitely be talking about them again today. Ben White at right back. What a player, man. What a magnificent player. In midfield, we had Partey, Odegaard, and Xhaka. And then up front, we had Martinelli, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. That was our lineup today. Not many surprises, really. Maybe just Tomiyasu for Tierney. The others, we expected all of them to start. And then on the bench, we had Matt Turner, Tierney, Cedric Holding, Lokonga, Fabio Vieira, Marquinhos, Nketiah, and Nelson. That was our starting lineup for today. In terms of Leeds United, they went with a 4-2-3-1 with Mesley in goal, Struijk, Cooper, Koch, Christensen in defense, Rocker, Adams, and Aronson in midfield, and they had Sinistera, Harrison, and Rodrigo up front. I was glad to see Rodrigo going off. And then on the bench, they had Klassen, Llorente, Ayling, Farpo, Click, Gelhardt, Bamford, Greenwood, and Somerville. This Bamford guy has not played football for 100 years, and then he comes to have the man of the match performance in that second half. Like, he really gave us a game. So the game started, 1 minute gone. The game was stopped. I thought it was going to be for a couple of minutes as always because the referee is trying to fix his thing. But no, literally the power went off and the referee directed everyone to go off the pitch. And we had to wait for 37. Was it 37 minutes? I think it was 37 minutes and like 28 seconds for the game to return. So the players were basically sent back to the dressing room for them to fix the power. I almost thought they did that deliberately, honestly. Like, there's no way they would come back and play way much better than us if it was not for the power cut. So the players went off. There's nothing I hate as distractions like that, especially when the game starts. I want my team to go on. The game is supposed to start at 4:30. The game is supposed to start at 8:30. Start the game at 8:30 and play it. I do not like when the game is stopped and restarted again. It literally affects the tempo for real. It definitely affects the tempo. If you're starting very strong, obviously things slow down. So I was actually glad that they went off and came on from the first minute because I wanted us to have a quick start. But obviously things had changed with all the delay and everything. But listen, No excuses. It's the same for both teams. Leeds United, the game was stopped for them as well. Same as us as well. So we needed to come back and show them why we are top of the table and they are not. And within the first 1 minute of returning, Sinistera had a shot. That was a test from them. That was a warning from them, early warning. And they did attack from the right a lot in that first half. Martinelli did make an interception. Tommy Yasu had a ball that was almost intercepted by them. Back pass almost intercepted by them. Such a hard word to say. Intercepted by them. And then Ramsdale made a very, very good save. Ramsdale was absolutely magnificent today. He made a save in that first half. Jesus had a chance in the first half as well, where Martinelli went from the left side. He gave the cross. Xhaka faked it, and then Odegaard gave the ball to Jesus. Jesus tried to chip the goalkeeper, but it went just over the bar. At that time, we really, really needed that goal because they were really trying to score against us. They were giving us a hard time that first half as well. So I really wanted us to take the lead in the first half, and then obviously try to open the game up more, and then depend on Saka and Martinelli and Jesus up front to get the job done early for us, get a second goal before halftime. But we had to wait more. Odegaard had a free kick that was saved by the goalkeeper. We didn't get the rebound. And then finally came the goal. I was really, really happy to see that going in. Bukayo Saka once again. Remember what we always say, when Bukayo Saka has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen, and it always does. What a player. Odegaard with the pass to him. Odegaard with another assist this season. Saka with a brilliant finish on his right foot. This is the best winger in the world right now. Definitely the best winger in the Premier League right now. Definitely the best player in England. I mean, he was given that award the other day. England's best player of the year. What a player. That shot with the right foot. Very, very powerful shot to give us the lead right on time. And 34th minute, we really, really needed that. We were really under the cosh. They were giving us a very, very hard time. And in terms of 2022, that was Saka's 10th goal, and he also has 7 assists. This year, calendar year, he has 10 goals and 7 assists, the most of any Arsenal player. What a player. Give him the contract. I want him to sign that contract as soon as possible. This player is magnificent. Like, if you are going to sell Saka right now, if you don't pay 150 million, you're not going to get anywhere close to him. So somehow, this guy is paid like, is it like 60,000 per week? That is crazy. He's literally been our best player the last 3 years. So he definitely deserves that new contract. And that is going to rise to like 200,000 a week. That is a lot, but I think he deserves it. He literally carried us for 2 seasons. That the start of that COVID season, he was brilliant, really helped us with Smith Rowe. Last season, he was good once again. And this season, he's starting magnificently as well. He's scoring every single week. He's scoring or assisting. It's really rare where you see a game where Saka didn't score assist. I think it's for the Tottenham game. But before that, he was scoring and assisting almost every single game. That is our go-to player. Really, really love him a lot. And what a finish, assist for Odegaard to make it 1-0. I think that was our 23rd goal of the season, if I'm not 24th goal. That was the 24th goal of the season for us. That took us 10 games. We've played 10 games in the Premier League this season, right? Yeah, we've played 10 games and scored 24 goals. Last season, we scored 24 goals after 17 games. So that is a massive improvement from last season. Already after 10 games, we've scored 24 goals. Last season, it took us a whole 17 games to reach 24 goals. So that is a massive improvement. 1-0 to Arsenal. I was hoping you'd try and get a second goal. Odegaard did have a chance right before halftime, but 1-0 at halftime. Obviously, I do trust our defense, but sometimes, Arsenal is Arsenal. Sometimes someone can just do something, especially these days with Gabriel. He can just do something. Even Saliba sometimes, I'm very confident in him, but you never know. An on goal can occur from somewhere. We could give away a penalty. Maybe I was saying that to myself at halftime. You never know what is going to happen in the second half. So obviously, come back in the second half, try and get a second goal as quickly as possible. Oh, man, we were in for a shock. We were in for a shock in that second half. First of all, they did give the penalty. Saliba with the handball. He almost looked like he was trying to carry a baby. That was a definite handball from Saliba. But why didn't they check this? Because that was the player on up top, the player who's offside. That is the player who the ball got passed to. He was clearly offside. I think he passed the ball back and then they crossed it and then Saliba handled it. How comes that was not offside? They always say sometimes Arsenal complains a lot, but like last week when Gabriel handled the ball in the box against Liverpool, I told the rival fans, why are you talking about this? These things happen to us every single week. So if it goes to us for Arsenal one day, no problem at all. That player was clearly offside. He got the ball. the cross was put in and Saliba handled the ball, but somehow they ignored that player was offside and they gave the penalty. And I think they definitely deserved a goal in that second half. Forget about the offside and everything. The goal was coming. They definitely deserved a goal. They were really pressurizing us. And right after halftime, Bamford actually scored a goal, and it was ruled out for a foul. Once again, another warning. Should have been 1 minute into the second half. So they eventually got that penalty. The referee went to check it and gave them a penalty. Surprise, surprise. Usually, we've never seen Ramsdale saving a penalty in the 2 seasons he's been here. And you rarely see players missing a penalty against Arsenal. I think it was Jorginho like 3 years ago when Leno saved his penalty, like back in 2019. I expected Bamford to score, let me be honest. But he missed it. He actually missed it. The gods were on our side today. The football gods were on our side today. Bamford missed the target. It didn't even need to be saved. Yes, Ramsdale did jump to that side, so maybe he could have saved it, but Bamford put it off target. We were very lucky there. Very, very lucky, because that was such a definite handball from Saliba. I don't know what he was trying to do, but that was such a silly mistake. And Gabriel has been terrible a lot of games this season. Not terrible like, Mustafi or Socrates. I'm not saying that. Sometimes I feel like we are too harsh on him. But today, again, just like the Bodo Glimt game, Saliba as well, of all people, we do expect a lot from Saliba. I think he gave away like 2 balls that the Leeds could have ended up scoring from, and also that penalty. So Saliba did make like 3 mistakes, and Gabriel as well made his own mistakes too. So it could have been, we are very lucky to keep the clean sheet today. But Bamford missed that penalty, a sigh of relief, man. If it was 1-1, I don't know where I would have gotten a second goal, because just like the Bodo Glimt game, I don't know what you're going to blame it on. Is it because we are tired? We've played Tottenham and Liverpool the last couple of weeks, and we had to travel to Norway and come back, because against Norway, in Norway against Bodo Glimt, we were poor as well. And today, especially that second half, we were very poor. But again, remember what I always say, like back in the day with Mourinho at Chelsea, if you can't get 2-0 or 3-0, don't concede the goal. If you don't concede a goal, you cannot lose the game. And after you've scored 1-0, if they don't score a goal, you've won the game. It's pretty easy as that. Simple mathematics. So we were lucky with that penalty, but obviously they were really, really pressurizing us. They got a lot more chances. Partey lost the ball as well in midfield, like twice or thrice, literally gave the pass straight to them. They attacked us. Bamford in that second half playing like prime Messi. Sinistero on that right side, Harrison on that left side, Aronson as well as their number 10. Really, really pressurizing us. And then obviously in the 63rd minute is when Bamford missed the penalty, and then Saliba made an error in the 69th minute that Ramsdale saved him. Ramsdale literally saved a one-on-one from Bamford. He literally saved him there, Aaron Ramsdale. And then it was time for subs. 72nd minute, Vieira came on for Odegaard, and then Tierney also came on for Ben White. Ben White, let me talk about Ben White, because one of those balls that Saliba gave away, it was Ramsdale who saved it, and Ben White putting in a magnificent tackle. Otherwise, that guy would have had an open goal to aim to, because Ramsdale had come out of his line. White was magnificent on that right side. Last season, when Ben White gave away a penalty against Leeds, and also when he scored an own goal against Newcastle, I saw some people saying, "Nah, Ben White 50 million. No, this is terrible." Some people even said Gabriel has been carrying Ben White this season. That was last season. And I was like, there's no way. Gabriel has been good, but he's not carried Ben White. Ben White has his own qualities. There's a lot. I can tell you like 20 benefits of having Ben White. Like, the one thing I love about him, how many times do you see Ben White picking up a yellow card? You almost never see it. And he plays as a right wing back against tricky wingers. But you never see Ben White picking up yellow cards. That is a quality that I really love about him. He's very careful. He's not sometimes you have to be rugged as a defender, obviously, with the tackles and stuff, but he doesn't make that many mistakes to the point of having to tackle and get a yellow card. Obviously, the passes and everything. Today on that right side, and his versatility as well definitely helped out Saliba and Partey a couple of times today. And then after those 2 subs, Ramsdale had another save to make in the 76th minute. What a play as well. And then we made 2 subs, 82nd minute. When you see Rob Holding coming on, it is an emergency situation. Rob Holding only comes on for us when it is an emergency situation. He's the best guy for that job. Come in, park the bus, and get the 3 points. He came on for Saka. That is proper defensive move. And then Ketia came in for Jesus as well. Not the best day for Jesus today. And then Ketia had another chance in the 85th minute, but missed it. And then from there on to the 97th, 8th minute, it was drama all through. I should have gotten the picture of Gabriel trying to kick Bamford. It wasn't a kick. He didn't actually touch him. We'll talk about that. But Somerville had a chance for them one-on-one across. He put it over the bar. Very lucky again not to have scored. We are lucky we faced Leeds and Bodo Glimt on their off days, because they should have had like 3 goals there as well. Just like Bodo Glimt the other day, they were missing easy chances like right in front of goal, putting it off target. And we are lucky that Bamford has been injured for like 1 year. That he's not 100% fit and he's not 100% clinical at the moment. So we were pretty lucky. So obviously they added 6 minutes. I was screaming, why the hell are you adding 6 minutes? We all know why, because Arsenal was winning. 6 minutes added on, and then the moment of craziness in the 93rd minute. If you heard how much I screamed when the referee pointed at the spot, what the hell? Penalty. The ball wasn't even there. So I waited fast to see what happened. Obviously, Gabriel did push. Bamford did push Gabriel fast. But that damn assistant referee, he actually called the referee and told him, Gabriel kicked Bamford, give a penalty. And the referee gave another penalty in the 94th minute. I'm pretty sure they would have scored that. Something tells me they would definitely have scored that. And it would have been, Arsenal, we told you Arsenal will falter. Arsenal cannot keep up with Man City. You'd have had a lot of that today. And the referee pointed in the spot. And the moment you saw the replay, obviously Bamford pushed Gabriel fast. That is obviously our foul. It's supposed to be the team getting the free kick. But Gabriel reacting like that, you cannot do that with 3 minutes remaining on the clock. You've worked so hard. You've been so lucky in the game. They've missed a penalty. They've missed like 3 one-on-one chances. They put 3 crosses over the bar, like literally tap-ins. And then you can't do something stupid like that. We already know the referees don't like Arsenal. You can't try to give them a decision to make. Did you see how quickly the assistant referee called the referee over? Come here, give a penalty. That is a definite penalty to Leeds United. Very, very lucky with that. Absolutely lucky with that. Not for it to have stood, but Gabriel was pretty stupid in terms of trying to kick Bamford. He was mad. Okay, fine, but we don't need that. A lot of eyes are on you. I've had a lot of people saying we need to buy a center back in January. I've seen a lot of people saying bring back Pablo Mari. Please, no, not Pablo Mari. I've had a lot of people saying no, we need to play Ben White and Saliba together in central defense. Gabriel needs to be dropped. I've seen a lot of that. Already a lot of eyes are on you. And then doing something like that, you can't do that, man, because that would have cost us the game, and it would have been because of you. Because the ball wasn't even there. Bamford wasn't going to score when he was throwing his leg to Bamford. So that was very unnecessary. We'll talk about that in the player ratings. Despite that, he still put in a couple of blocks and all that. He didn't have a terrible game, but that was a moment of madness there. He almost gave away another penalty. This season he gave away a penalty against Tottenham, silly one. He gave away a goal against Fulham, silly one. Yeah, a lot of mistakes, man. I think there's like 4 of them, really, really silly mistakes. So a lot of eyes are on you, Gabriel. He needs to be careful. But the decision was overruled for the first time ever. Decision went for Arsenal in the 94th minute. And obviously the referee wanted the game to go on until the 120th minute. But here, final whistle, relief. Absolute relief. I wanted that final whistle to go because I knew we weren't going to get a second goal. Like if they scored that penalty, I don't know where I would have gotten a second goal. That because once again, that second half, absolutely all over the place. It's like the moment that the power went off and that 7-minute delay occurred, it's like we lost our tempo, we lost our direction totally. Like we were all over the place. That second half especially could have been Leeds 4, Arsenal 1, honestly. So we were pretty lucky. And somehow we left there with a clean sheet without conceding a goal. We left at Brentford with a clean sheet, Bournemouth clean sheet, Crystal Palace clean sheet, Leeds United clean sheet. I'm going to complain about a couple of things, but we got the win. We got the win. That is all that matters. You get the 3 points. Things are going to get hard. Remember when Liverpool won the title in 2020, that season, there's a couple of times things went their way. You have to be lucky sometimes, and today and Bodo Glimt the other day and Liverpool last week, this has been our lucky week. We've managed to get all 3 wins. Obviously, next week against PSV, Southampton and PSV again, the performance has to pick up because the last 2 games, the performance has been terrible. I'm going to somehow understand because we are coming from Liverpool and Tottenham. We gave almost all our energy there. But considering as well against Bodo Glimt, a couple of players were rested, the likes of Jesus, the likes of Martinelli were rested in that game. I would have expected better from the likes of Partey, but we were all over the place, especially defensively, giving away the balls. I'd like to know how many times we gave away the ball today. So many times. I counted Partey like 2-3 times. Saliba like 2-3 times as well, especially that backline over there in the second half. We gave away so many balls, but we did eventually get the win. I'm pretty happy with that. They missed a penalty. Our goal was pretty good, but apart from that first half, we didn't really have any chances at all in the second half. So really, really glad we got the job done. That was very, very tough. Another tough game. There's not going to be easy games in the Premier League. You see how hard it's going to be if you want to win the Premier League. You're going to have games like this, like 10 of these games in a season. You'll have to try and win all of them. Because if you're top of the table and you draw, it feels like a loss. It definitely feels like a loss. Musa says, I'm nervous. I'll come to the player ratings. I'm nervous through the match today. Maybe fatigue has set in after traveling to Norway. Could be. The last two games have not been good. This one and the Bodo Glimt game. Probably the worst game so far, but I'm happy with the win. The Premier League wise, yes, I think this is the worst game. Premier League wise, in terms of general, I still think the Bodo Glimt game was just horrific. We literally had one shot the entire game. What a win, says Terry. As 3 points, I'll definitely take it, Terry. And 3 points, I'll take it. Keep up the good work, London rivals. Arsenal says, Ole, keep up the good work, says Douglas. I was dying as well, Didas. I was absolutely nervous. Those last 20 minutes, I was all over the place, just like Liverpool last week. But this actually felt kind of worse because we were not getting the ball. They were creating chance after chance, penalties, decisions. The power was going off to make us more nervous. It was all over the place this game today. Marine says the hardest match he played all season. True, champions win ugly. Very true. We mighty Gunners. Very true. We can compare that to Man United as well. 2007-8 there. How many times did Man United win dirty? They get one penalty, they score, Rooney scores, last minute, 94th minute, Berbatov scores. Man United did that a lot of times over the years. So you have to win ugly. You definitely have to win ugly. And today we got the job done. If you don't play well, at least keep a clean sheet. That is what happens. And you need some luck along the way. Let's move faster, says Mulenga, before the World Cup starts. I want us to try and win. Now, before the World Cup, we have Southampton, Nottingham Forest, Wolves, and Chelsea. If we can win all 4 games, that would be incredible. I'd be surprised if we won all 4 games. I'm kind of expecting a draw somewhere there. I don't know how it's going to go against Chelsea. If we can get out of Chelsea even with a point, I'd be happy. They're playing really well right now. But if we can try and beat Southampton as well next week, that would be magnificent. Again, it's not going to be easy. Just like today, these away games, these teams, no one is happy seeing Arsenal top of the table. They're trying all they can to take us off the top. Thank God for his grace to win today, says Wilson. What mattered today is winning, says Moise. What mattered today is winning. RK says, how you doing, Glenn? Happy got our 3 points. Very nervous, still very nervous. Someone asked I was a bit late because I was very nervous. I literally had to change the time. Keep up the good work, says Only. Please subscribe and smash the like button, says RK. I appreciate that. Electric Ramsdale. Ramsdale was magnificent today, man. Benjamin is happy. Olu says Arsenal breaks the Drake curse. I was really worried because Drake placed a bet on Arsenal and Barcelona to win. Now, Barcelona winning. Barcelona were losing 2-0, right? What's the game? What's the score? They lost. I think they lost, right? I don't think Barcelona won. It was 2-0. Let me know, someone in the chat, what the Barcelona result was. But yeah, Drake placed a bet on Arsenal to win. And we almost didn't win, the Drake curse. And also breaks Leeds' home record this season. Yep, Leeds had not won this season. They haven't lost at home this season and only conceded just 2 goals at home. Speaking of Drake, Olu, we started from the bottom and now we are here, top of the table. Haruna says, keep up the good work. Gabriel, be careful, says Ahmad. I don't know, man. I think the pressure is going to be him a lot. I think we'll have to talk about him maybe tomorrow because it's not been a great season for him individually. I mean, sometimes he did pick it up, like against Fulham, he did give away the goal, but he still scored that game to get us the 3 points. Gabriel's such a stupid player. I think you're being a bit harsh, Isaac. The wrong choice of word. I've been insulting players, but this guy let me down today. He's my only problem in the team now, says Isaac. I thank God for saving us today. It was not an easy game. What we want is 3 points. I'm not happy that Jesus got a red card. Jesus got a red card? Jesus didn't get a red card? Who are you talking about? Jesus didn't get a red card. Don't tell me you didn't see a red card. Jesus was subbed off for Nketiah. Don't scare me like that, Teddy. Don't scare me like that. Yusuf says, great job. I appreciate it. Musa says, "Good job, long life, Gunners. I'm so happy today. Keep it, Gunners. Let's move together." So I'll come to the rest of the goal, the comments. Let me just check the stats and then come to the player ratings. So in terms of stats today, we had 53% possession. They had 41. They had 16 shots. We had 9. My goodness. Yeah, they were the better team. Shots on target, 4 apiece. They had 5 shots off target. We had 2. They had 7 blocked shots. We had 3. They had 6 corner kicks. We had 3. 10 fouls for them, 11 for us. We got 2 yellow cards today. That was William Saliba and someone else picked up a yellow card. It was Saliba and Gabriel. Gabriel got a yellow card as well. Silly yellow card to get. So let's check the other stats. Big chances. They had 3 big chances. We had 1. They missed all three big chances. We are pretty lucky. They had 9 shots inside the box. We only had 6. They had 7 outside the box. We had 3. Our goalkeeper had to make 4 saves. Theirs had to make 3. We made 500 passes. They had 420. Possession loss. They lost more than us. They won more duels. They won more aerial duels. They made more tackles, more interceptions, and we had to make more clearances. So it wasn't the easiest of games, especially in the second half. They took 8 shots in the second half. Once again, we went an entire second half without taking a shot on target. That is crazy. Bodo Glimt, we didn't take a shot in the second half. Today, we didn't take a shot in the second half on target, not at all. So we were really under the cosh. We were pretty lucky to get the 3 points there. So speaking of 3 points, let's get the player ratings. Let me know what you'd give these players out of 10. Player ratings time. So let's start with Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Today, he's waited for a clean sheet for a couple of games. When was the last time he kept a clean sheet? It was Brentford away. Ramsdale keeping a clean sheet. Today, absolutely magnificent. Is the reason why he got 3 points. I'm going to give him a 9 for today. 4 very, very good saves. A couple of them from Bamford. Bamford was playing out of his mind, like in the second half. He was absolutely fantastic. Ramsdale today had 4 saves to make. He made 2 punches. He saved 3 shots inside the box. So literally good chances for them that he saved. He had 52 touches, 64% in terms of accurate passes, 6 out of 20 long balls. He won 1 ground duel, but he did his job. He kept a clean sheet, nothing to complain about there. I'm really, really happy with that. And Man City have just scored against Liverpool, and Man City are definitely going to give us a hard time. So they've scored. I think it is Foden. Ramsdale gets a 9 for today, 100% water player. I'm really, really happy with him. Savior, absolute savior. Some really, really good saves there. Next up is Ben White at right back. What are we going to give Ben White at right back? He got subbed off, but I think he was magnificent as well. He basically saved Saliba and Partey today. I'm going to give Ben White an 8. He kept a clean sheet. Some really, really good interceptions, especially that second half. I can complain about him at all. One of literally my favorite players at Arsenal. He's literally one of my favorite players right now. Anyone who disrespected Ben White from last season, I hope you're seeing how important he is to our team. He had 1 clearance, 2 blocked shots today, 2 interceptions, 5 tackles, really, really good. 5 out of 10 ground duels won. He also won 1 out of 5 aerial duels. And did he foul anyone? He committed 1 foul only today. So the referee is going to check that goal. Ben White gets an 8 for today. I'm not going to complain about him. Very, very good player once again. Next up is Saliba. Now, they did give away the ball a couple of times, so that is why I'm not going to give them the same score as Ben White. Saliba, I'm going to give him a 7. Yes, Saliba gets a 7. Gave away the ball a couple of times. We are not used to him doing that. Definitely not used to Saliba giving away the ball that much. Today, obviously, he gave away the penalty as well. So I'd actually understand. Should we give him a 7 or a 6? Now, it could be a 6.5, but I don't give half. So I'm going to give him a 7 because we still kept a clean sheet. But he gave away such a silly penalty. I don't know what he was doing with his hand there, but I already removed a point from him. He also made 1 error leading to a shot. He had 1 blocked shot. He made 2 clearances. He won 3 out of 3 ground duels, and he also won 4 out of 4 aerial duels. So that is good. That is definitely good. In terms of touches, 97, 92% in terms of accurate passes, 4 out of 8 in terms of long balls. So I'm going to give him a 7 for today, but that penalty that he gave away, pretty wrong, pretty unnecessary, because I don't think that guy would have scored from there anyway. So Saliba gets a 7 for today. Next up is Gabriel. Now, in terms of the game itself, forgetting about whatever he did with whatever he was trying to do, giving away the penalty in the last minute, very unnecessary. As you can see on screen, he was trying to fight Bamford, very unnecessary, and you've already gotten the 3 points. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I think he was slightly better than Gabriel. I'll take a look at his than Saliba. Sorry, I'm going to take a look at his stats, but they are very lucky that I've given them both a 7 because they kept a clean sheet. But in terms of almost costing us, both of them almost cost us. But if you look at the game overall, Gabriel had 4 clearances today. He blocked 4 shots. That is pretty good for a defender. He blocked 4 shots. He had 3 interceptions. He also made 3 tackles. He was only dribbled past once. And he won 6 out of the 7 ground duels he was involved in. And he also got involved in 2 out of the 2 aerial duels he was involved in. He lost possession 6 times. He had 90% in terms of accurate passes. And he also had a shot on target. So if you take the balance and put everything together, I think it was still a good game apart from him trying to give a penalty away in the last minute. So Gabriel gets a 7. I think he was better than Saliba today. So, Gabriel 7 is heading to a 7.5 and Saliba 7 is heading to a 6.5. So that is the difference. Tomiyasu as well. In the first half, he almost gave away the ball with the back pass. He was lucky that Ramsdale was on his toes. But I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I need to check his stats. He wasn't really involved a lot in terms of forward play at all. I don't think he even went forward once. He made 3 clearances, though 2 interceptions, 1 tackle, 3 out of 5 ground duels won, and then 0 out of 2 aerial duels won. The Man City goal was disallowed, by the way. 13. He lost the position 13 times. He had 86% in terms of accurate passes. He also switched to the from the left back to the right back role as well. So I'm going to give him a 7. I think Ben White was our best defender today, and I think Ramsdale was the better one in terms of the back line as a whole. So that is the difference. Ramsdale gets a 9, Gabriel gets a 7, Saliba gets a 7, Ben White gets an 8, and Tomiyasu gets a 7. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the like button if you're happy with the win. Midfield. I mean, a bit shaky from the midfielders. I'm going to start with Thomas Partey. Yes, we kept a clean sheet, but 7, 6. I'm going to give him a 7. Remember, as always, when you do the player ratings right after watching the game, the nerves are still running high, the emotions are still running high, and sometimes you'll miss a couple of things when you're trying to celebrate and everything, trying to hold your breath. I'm going to give Partey a 7, but him as well. He gave away the ball in very dangerous positions. Just sorry about that. Partey doesn't want me to talk crap about him. Sorry, Thomas Partey. 65 touches, 87% in terms of accurate passes, 2 out of 4 long balls. He also had 2 out of 6 ground duels and 2 out of 2 aerial duels, 3 interceptions and 2 tackles. How many times did he give away the ball? 12 times. A couple of them are in very dangerous situations. So I'm just going to give him a 7. Of course, apart from that, he was okay with interceptions and the passing. I like how we move quickly with the ball when Partey has it. So I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give Granit Xhaka a 7 as well. I'm going to rewatch the game. Probably some of them deserve a 6. Xhaka today didn't really get forward as much as we're used to him getting forward, getting into the box. Although the chance for Jesus in the first half, it was a nice dummy from Xhaka, allowing the ball to get past him and giving the chance to Odegaard to pass it to Jesus. So Granit Xhaka for today is going to get that. 49 touches, 90% in terms of accurate passes, 3 out of 3 long balls completed, 1 out of 1 dribbles completed as well. He also had 1 ground duel. He won it, and he only lost position 6 times today, and he also made 2 clearances. So I'm going to give Xhaka a 7 for today. Next up is Martin Odegaard. I think he was pretty good for us today. I'm going to give him an 8. He got an assist and he created a couple of really good chances for Jesus and was it for Martinelli? He was really opening up the space for us pretty well today. He got subbed off. I think he was better today than he was in the last couple of games. Obviously assisted Saka's goal. 84% in terms of accurate passes, 2 very key passes, 2 shots on target as well. Could easily have scored a goal himself today. 2 out of 4 dribbles completed, 3 out of 5 ground duels won, and he lost position 10 times. So he was fouled once too, but I'm going to give him an 8. He definitely created a couple of chances for us, and he created the goal for Saka. So Odegaard gets an 8. That is the midfield. Xhaka 7, Partey 7, and Odegaard 8. Forward line. Saka did score the goal, so I'm going to give him an 8 for today. What a finish. What an amazing player. Once again, whenever he needs something to happen, you give the ball to Saka, and he's definitely going to make something happen. He's a magnificent player. He deserves that 200,000 a week contract he's about to get. And if you check this stat from today, Bukayo Saka has scored more goals, 10, provided more assists, 7, than any other player in the Premier League in 2022. So he's returned the most in terms of goals and assists this year for Arsenal. What a player. And he's already started this season very, very well. I can easily see him continuing this form. If he continues this and Odegaard keeps on getting the goals and the assists, and Martinelli as well keeps on getting goals, and Jesus keeps on contributing with the goals and assists, then we're in a good place. So Saka for today gets an 8. Unbelievable player. I need to check his stats as well. They're giving him a 7 on SofaScore, but no, I'm going to give him an 8. 1 goal, 58% of accurate passes, so that's a bit low. 1 shot on target. He also had 1 cross. He completed it. 1 out of 3 dribbles completed. 4 out of 9 ground duels won. He was fouled once. He lost position 15 times, and he made 1 tackle. I'm going to give him an 8 because in terms of what he had to do for us, he did it well. So I'm going to give him an 8. Next up, the forward players. A bit tricky. What I'm going to give Jesus and Martinelli. Martinelli. I mean, I've given people 6. I've given people 7. I've given Saliba 7, but could easily be a 6. I've given him a 7 because he kept a clean sheet. Xhaka and Partey as well. Partey did give away the ball a couple of times, so I could easily have given them a 6 as well, but because of the clean sheet and protecting the defense, I gave them an extra point. Now, the thing is with Jesus and Martinelli, I think they were pretty quiet, and Jesus missed a chance. I'm really tempted to give them, let me give Martinelli a 7, but I was really tempted to give him a 6, but I think 6 is a bit low because of the energy he gives to this team every single game. And today as well, he really threatened that right back a lot. So, 59 touches, 77% accurate passes, crosses, 0 out of 4, no shots on target, no shots at all. He was fouled once. He committed 4 fouls. Really tempted to give him a 6, but I'm going to just stick with the 7 because of his energy on the pitch every single game. 5 out of 16 in terms of ground duels won. So a bit of a quiet game for Martinelli today. He didn't complete any crosses at all. I am really tempted to give him a 6. Let me know if you'd correct that. So this is the one that I have a problem with, giving him a 7, but I'm just giving him an extra point because of his energy. Every time he has the ball, again, just like Saka on the other side, things happen very quickly for us. Literally, we're on the attack, and the defenders are scared of marking Saka and Martinelli. Now, the thing with Jesus, can I really give everyone a 7 and then give Jesus a 6? I don't think it's fair. I'm going to stick with the 7, but I seriously do think I'm being too nice to him on this one. I think he should be getting a 6 on this one. I think he was very quiet today, Jesus, apart from the chance he missed. I actually do think Martinelli and Jesus both deserve a 6. So if you're watching this on repeat or if you're watching live, let me know, do you think Gabriel and Jesus should be getting a 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10? Do you think I'm being too nice to them? Today he had 1 shot off target, missed a good chance, 83% accurate passes. He made 2 key passes, 3 out of 10 ground duels involved in. He was fouled once. He also committed 1 foul. He made 1 tackle as well, and the 1 out of 1 long ball. So I'm just going to stick with the 7, but I think it's pretty likely to get the 7. So let me recap the ratings. Ramsdale gets a 9. I'm not going to change that. Gabriel gets a 7. I'm not going to change that. Saliba gets a 7. I would understand if you gave him a 6. He did give away the penalty and he did give away the ball. So they get the same with Gabriel, but I think Gabriel was better. Ben White gets an 8. I'm not going to change that. Tomiyasu gets a 7. I'm not going to change that. Xhaka gets a 7. Partey gets a 7. Odegaard gets an 8. I'm definitely not going to change that. Saka gets an 8. I'm not going to change that as well. Martinelli and Jesus get a 7, but I'm open to change that one. It could easily be a 6 out of 10 for both of them, especially Jesus. I think he was quiet, but I don't know. I think it would be unfair to give everyone. If I give Jesus a 6, then I'm supposed to give Saliba a 6 as well, and probably Partey or someone like that a 6 as well. So I'm going to stick with that. In terms of the players who came from the bench, Tierney was the first sub. I'm just going to give him a 6. Who else came on? Fabio Vieira wasn't involved too much. I'm just going to give him a 6. Who else came on? Edin Ketia and Rob Holding. I'm just going to give all of them sixes. Obviously, Holding came on. Whenever Holding comes on, you're not going to concede a goal. Whenever Holding starts a game, you're worried. But when he comes on for the last 10 minutes to defend, forget about it. You're not going to score a goal. When you get to back five with Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, him, and Tierney on the other side, things are looking good. Things are looking good defensively. So we eventually got the win in terms of Mikel Arteta. I gave him a 6 out of 10 against Bodo Glimt because we didn't play well at all in that game. For today, I'm going to give Mikel Arteta 7 out of 10. We got the job done, 1-0 win. We've extended our winning run. This season, we've played 10 games in the Premier League and won 9. We've played 13 in all competitions and won 12. That is a very good start to the season, and things are looking well. And I love his energy on the bench. Arteta's energy, the way he won't sit down. Sometimes there's a time the commentator said Arteta looks like he's about to come on and tackle someone from Leeds, because he's literally standing on the line. He literally looks like he's inside a part of the team, like we're playing with 12 players. Although the second half performance, not good. We were very lucky to get 3 points there. There's a lot of reasons, obviously, that game was a bit slow. The game was slowed down. The game was stopped for 37 minutes. The players came on, almost started the game afresh as well. But that should affect both teams, really. But we got the 3 points, but I'm not going to give him anything higher than that because it wasn't the best of performances. So I am going to stick with a 7 out of 10 for Mikel Arteta. Man of the match, no doubt it is this guy. Aaron Ramsdale is the man of the match for me. Let me know who your man of the match was. He made 4 very good saves. One of them in the first half could easily have been 1-0 to Leeds, and the 3 of them to keep it at 1-0 for Arsenal. He literally saved Saliba's mistake. He also saved, I think, Partey's mistake that second half. His kicking, not bad at all. Maybe a couple of times he put it out of the pitch, but apart from that, he was pretty good. So I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Saved us, and he was close to saving that penalty. If it went on target, I think he could have gotten to it. So I'm going to stick with 9 out of 10 for him. That is my man of the match. Let me see what you guys, that is my player rating. Let me see what you guys are saying. Thank you for the super chat, RK. Glenn, keeping clean sheet and your good work. I appreciate that. That was close. We couldn't have kept a clean sheet in that one. So we are pretty lucky we did. Please subscribe and hit the like button, as RK says. If you're watching this and you haven't hit the like button, you definitely don't like Arsenal. You probably support Man United or Liverpool. Hassan says the middle was completely shaking today. That is why I wanted to give them a 6 out of 10, but lucky to have secured the 3 points. The goal for Man City has been cancelled. Yep. They are looking like they're going to score, though. They're going for it every single minute. 9. Let me see. Let me go from the top. Let's see. Great win, says Kelechi. Winning bad games like this is the key. What matters is a win. Congratulations, Ghana, says Brighton. Good vibes, says Farid. Very happy for the great win. Eden says, wow. Red, he didn't get a yellow card. That was Gabriel. You're not talking about Jesus. He had said Jesus. Isaac says, we all know Bamford fouled Gabriel Magalhaes, but why do you have to raise up your leg to pull him down? Yeah, that was pretty stupid, especially in the 94th minute. And then you can't do that when you're under pressure, because I want him to do well, because I'm not a fan of people getting onto him, because I know he's a good defender. I know he has it, but he's been making way too many mistakes. And you cannot, if he gave away that penalty and then they scored, how many people would have been on Gabriel's case. Referee reversed the decision, but is unpardonable. That is a hard word, Isaac. Stop coming with hard words after we've had such a tough game. I know what you mean. Pardon, unpardonable. Yes, unpardonable. Thank you, Isaac. Mistake. In fact, Gabriel needs to up his game seriously. We are tired of terrible defenders. He's not a terrible defender, but he's making terrible mistakes. Forward ever, but it wasn't easy, says Steven. Good job, says Musa. Didn't come here. Kamara says those mistakes cannot be made during Man City match or Chelsea, or 100% Man City are going to punish you quite heavily. Very impressive, says Mary. 3 points, very impressive, but in terms of everything else, I don't think so. Expect this in the Premier League, says Terry, especially when you go away from home. You do expect things like this. Hassan says 3-1, so Real Madrid won 3-1. I appreciate it. That is comfortable for them. Olaitan says up the Arsenal. Thank you, Collins, and thank you, Haron, as well. Congratulations, but I was on pressure. I saw Benzema and Valverde scored. I don't know who scored the third. Congratulations, but I was on pressure, man. I was like, are we playing Madrid today? Maybe we'll be playing them next season. Sincerely speaking, we need to get a central defender in January. I think we will. I think we will get a central defender, but I don't think it's going to be replacing Gabriel. I think it's just going to be in terms of numbers. You have to win ugly to win the Premier League, says Hassan. This real manhood, it wasn't easy, but congratulations, says Peter. The game was really scrappy, but luckily we got 3 points. Very scrappy. Like in that second half, there's a couple of times where we didn't keep the ball for more than 5 seconds. We get the ball straight to them. Saliba wasn't himself, and Tomiyasu almost cost us with his hospital passes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Actually, they're lucky that I gave them 7 out of 10 because it did eventually keep a clean sheet. But I think they're lucky, especially Saliba, Gabriel. Gabriel was good defensively. Like in terms of blocks, interceptions, if we forget the mistake in the 94th minute, Isaac, of giving away the penalty, almost giving away the penalty. In terms of the game, Gabriel was better than Saliba today. He put in blocks, he put in clearances, he was better today. So proud. Saliba is overconfident at the back, says Haron. I wouldn't say that, but yeah, sometimes him and Gabriel, they are confident on the ball. I'm not going to complain about that because over the years we've had players at the back who cannot keep the ball for 1 second without giving it away. At least they're confident in terms of passing the ball, but sometimes they need to be more careful, obviously. I wonder what the linesman had in mind. Did you see how quickly he gave that penalty? Like, even before I'd seen it, the referee had said, you know what, penalty for Leeds United. He had definitely seen the kick, but he hadn't seen the foul, obviously. Probably a Man United fan as linesman. Alex says 9 out of 10. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. History repeats itself. Big up Arteta. Really, he needs serious forwarding. He has to be careful. Definitely. That back line, they haven't been great, especially at home. Some of the games, Crystal Palace away, Saliba was the man of the match. That game that we played at the beginning of the season, I think that was like a 10 out of 10 performance from Saliba that day. He played really well. Against Bournemouth as well, Saliba played well. Gabriel played well. Against Fulham, Gabriel did give away the goal, but he did score the winning goal for us in that game, so I understood it. I let him off with that one. And both of them have scored a couple of goals this season, Saliba twice and Gabriel once. So they still add something to the team. But in terms of mistakes, we cannot do that. Because Saliba has scored an own goal against Leicester, not his fault, but the couple of times Gabriel has given away the ball. And again, let's be honest, it's not just them. As someone said, Tomiyasu did give away a couple of hospital passes today, and Partey did give away a couple of balls today as well. So it wasn't the best, but you did get the win. But you definitely need to improve going forward. The games are not going to get easy. PSV twice in the Europa League is not going to be easy. And obviously, Southampton away next week, it's not going to be easy. We have to pick up the form and get the job done. I'll tell you another thing the linesman didn't see, this offside from the first penalty. They also did not see that for some reason. That linesman, he has to be investigated. But hey, we got the job done. I'm not going to complain. As always, I'm going to take a look at the table and where we are. Nice one, says Ajani. Good luck, guys. We are moving on, says Lubari. So our hardest game, it wasn't our hardest game. Liverpool obviously was our hardest game in Man United, but it was our poorest performance this season in the league for sure. But you got the 3 points. If you play that badly and still get the 3 points, things are good. Let's take a look at the table. Man City are still drawing, 74 minutes gone. So this, let me just check something. Let me see if they draw this game, how many points will be ahead of them. That will give us breathing space, you know. If Man City draw this game, we have a bit of breathing space at the top. Let's see. Let's take a look at the table. Where are you? Let's do this. So Man City are currently on 23 points. They have 24 there on screen because they are currently drawing. So if they draw, Man City will be on 24 points and we will be on 27. They'll be on 24, we'll be on 27. Their goal difference is basically a lot. Their goal difference is way high. I also wanted us to win this game today because we are not playing in midweek because you're playing PSV. Every other team is playing in the Premier League, so we'll have a game in hand. Our game in hand will be against Man City. I'm actually kind of happy you're not playing them right now because they're at the top of their game. Oh my goodness, Liverpool are through here 1-on-1. Salah, he has scored. Liverpool 1, Man City 0. take Man City down to 23. Liverpool are winning. Liverpool are winning. Liverpool are beating Manchester City. I thought beating Liverpool last week was they said Liverpool are not good at all. Arsenal beat Liverpool. Liverpool is not good. Liverpool are beating Man City. That means we'll be 4 points ahead in the Premier League table. Anyway, the game is not yet over. Salah scored 1-0 to Liverpool. So let me take this down a bit. Was it a Cancelo mistake? 27 points. Man City are now going to go there. They've already been taken down to 23. That was quick. Tottenham have 23, so they're level on points with Man City. Chelsea are on 19, and Man United are on 16. Man United have a game in hand against Leeds. Man United are 11 points behind us. Chelsea are 8 points behind us. Let me see this goal. Oh, it was a Cancelo mistake. You rarely see Cancelo making those mistakes. Liverpool are climbing up the table. They're very lucky here. So yeah, if it ends like this, we'll be 4 points ahead. What? That is crazy. 4 points ahead. That means you can actually afford to draw a game somewhere. So if Man City don't win today, it's looking very possible that we'll be top of the table by the time we get to the World Cup. That would be great. I cannot wait to see us top of the table for another 2 months. That would be perfect. So yeah, top of the table, 27 points. Man City currently on 23. Not going to complain about that at all. 9 wins out of 10 games. It's not been easy. We've beaten Tottenham. We've beaten Liverpool. We've gone away to Leeds and won the game. We've gone away to Brentford and Bournemouth and Crystal Palace and won the games as well. We've beaten Leicester at home. We've beaten the likes of, which other team am I forgetting? Aston Villa and Fulham at home. Quite good. Things are looking good. My team, let's keep going, Gunners, says Patson. Yeah, we are looking good. We are looking good. Liverpool almost scored a second goal. So that is the match reaction. Really, really happy with the 3 points. It wasn't easy, but we got the job done. Let's see how Man City will do in the last 15 minutes. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.